Welcome to Sidekicks with Heather Goodenkoff and Lolo, where we chat with your favorite authors and their pets. And today we have prize-winning author Leslie Lehr, the author of 7 books, the novel consultant for Truby's Writer Studio, and an essayist for the New York Times Modern Love column. Her upcoming novel, A Boob's Life, explores the surprising truth about women's most popular body part with vulnerable, witty frankness and true nuggets of American culture that will resonate with everyone who has breasts or loves them. Thank you so much, Leslie, for being here. And you can see my sidekick took off a couple minutes ago. She might come back, but that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. And
I'm so excited to be here, Heather. I love reading your novels. Your last one kept me up all night. Those caves were really scary. And you've always been supportive of my book. I have a beautiful blurb from you on What a Mother Knows. This is actually a memoir. It's a pop culture memoir. So it's a little bit personal and scary about my boobs and my whole life and how our whole country talks about boobs. But let me introduce you before she totally runs away.
Yes, please.
This is, we have 2 rescue cats, and we actually got the second one to be a friend with this one, but she's more like a bratty little sister. So I'm just going to show you one at a time. This is Princess Face Katinka Wawrinka. Obviously, my daughter named her. And then I just call her Kitty because that's way too complicated for me.
Yeah.
But she's just like this beautiful mink. I wish I could, would hurt an animal, but I like to have her around a lot. But she's incredibly docile right now, which is really good.
How old is she?
She's about 7.
Okay.
But she's totally grown up, and she is really interesting because, I mean, this is probably the longest I've held her ever because I think she's just really curious. She is a triangular. She's just like a woman. She does what she wants. You have to respect her, and she doesn't usually like to be pet like this. My husband and I are both writers, and she likes to triangulate wherever we are. So she wants to see us both, but not be too close.
Gotcha.
So she's really interesting. She kind of, she's definitely a princess, no doubt about it.
I can see that. Now, why cats? Tell me, you have 2.
Yeah, I just like soft.
Yeah.
And cuddly. And I had dogs. I've had a lot, I've had dogs before, but they're a lot more work. And and when my kids, I have 2 daughters who both out of the house now, and my younger daughter, the one who named this, I would just find stray kittens under her bed all the time growing up. So we kind of got into this cat thing, and then they were just
in the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Constantly finding kittens under her bed.
Oh,
so I just like them. They're easy, and we can leave for the weekend, and they're happy. Oh, here she is.
Princess, thank you.
Okay, so anyway, we thought maybe she just needs to play. When she was little, she would actually fetch. We would throw toys and she would bring us back. Now she just watches. She likes to sit on the cable box because it's warm. And we thought, oh, she needs a friend. She'll be active. So I talked to my husband, who has never had pets before. And he very generously drove me to the shelter, and he actually picked out this next kitten. And she is a wildfire. So she's very active. She's completely different. She looks like a different species. And her name is Peanut.
Oh, Peanut.
Peanut is probably the longest cat.
Yeah.
Even the vet was like, this is a really long cat.
Yeah.
But she has these beautiful white paws, and she has white feet. So we could have called her Thumper. Yeah. Here, I'll give you some tuna. But she actually is the one who is constantly around me when I'm working. She'll walk over my keyboard when she wants me to stop working, and she will sleep, with us if my husband will let her, which he won't anymore. He shuts the door because she doesn't sleep through the night. She's a baby, but she's constantly bothering her big sister. So she's a bratty little sister, and I totally relate because I have a bratty little sister. And I have 2 daughters. My sister's 2 daughters. Yeah. So, but she's just really fun. And it's weird how cats are different from each other. I mean, they look like different species. And this one has a real silky coat. Mm-hmm. The other one, Kitty is Princess Face, I should say, is very furry. This one's just silky. Oh, and she will sit on my husband's lap. He works in the kind of living room area on the couch with his legs crossed and his laptop. and she will sit between him and his laptop.
Oh,
Whereas me, I'm in the office, so she's always trying to, wander around my desk and things like that.
and
So
I know for me, I find that having Lolo around, it's kind of really calming and settling when I want to settle into writing. How do pets um, play into your creative life?
it's very comforting, I think. And I was listening to this brain scientist, I think Andrew Hoberman, the other day, and he was talking about just even your eye focus. If you can go up and look at a bigger expanse, and it really relaxes you. And I think cats, for me, there's some somatic touch thing. I can really relax if I have something soft at night, or just around me, and it really allows me to kind of click off the effort so much. And then the thoughts, if I'm working on a writing project, actually the thoughts kind of settle in when I look away for a minute. And she kind of brings me back to reality and lowers my stress. So I think pets are very helpful that way.
Yeah,
You know,
they just
they make you remember to get up, and this is real life. And if you're not, in this make-believe world with people you made up, or in my case with a boob's life, real people and real issues, and really trying to, figure out what's going on. But this little peanut is just, she's like, oh, she wants to be cuddled. Here's the weird thing, and your dog is probably like this too. At like 5:57 every night, both of the cats come into my office. Oh, there she is.
yes.
Hi, Peanut. It's like they have an internal clock of dinner time.
Yes, Lolo does too. We usually feed her early in the morning because we're up pretty early, and then again at like 2:30, and it never fails. So in a couple hours here, she'll be just not letting me alone until we feed her. So they know.
Yeah, and for me that's good, because when I'm writing, I will get on a roll and I will work until my eyes are just closing and stinging. And knowing that it's 6 o'clock, it's like, okay, I have to take at least 5-minute break, go feed the cats.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I guess it's helpful, because then I can kind of gauge, okay, I'll give myself another 2 hours and then chill out for the night. So I think pets really help regulate people. And during the pandemic, oh my gosh, I know, I think it's the best thing, especially people alone. I can't imagine. But having pets really, especially, I mean, luckily my kids aren't here, so we don't have that extra responsibility that so many women have. But having pets really allows our world to expand a little. I thought of walking them, but that hasn't worked for me. But
yeah. Pandemic, my daughter and her partner, they got a cat, an adult cat from the rescue, and they have a leash, they have a pet buggy, and the two of them will take Morty, is his name, Morty, out for walks, and it's been a great little addition to their their family, and they just love it. So it's
very ambitious of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun. So, well, tell me about your favorite animal from literature. Do you have a favorite?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, I'm a big dolphin lover, so I would say Flipper.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not quite literature, but actually my older daughter lives in San Francisco, and she was down yesterday just to escape the fires. We're having a lot of fires in California, obviously, so we're kind of inside. And we were walking on the beach, doing 6 feet away, had my mask on. We both did, and I hadn't seen her since March. And she, I thought, okay, we had like 20 minutes. She had to drive back up, get back to work. And I said, oh, the only thing we need now is dolphins. And sure enough, there were dolphins on the ocean. So for me, that's my happy place is down at the ocean. And I just love water animals. So
that's perfect. So for a perfect day, you got to see your daughter. And
yes, it was an incredible day. And then I did a whole bunch of writing. I'm working on Q&As for A Boob's Life, and it was just the perfect long. I ended up working probably 8 hours straight writing yesterday.
Wow, I need some of that mojo, so send it my way.
Okay, well, coffee helps too.
Yes. Speaking of A Boob's Life, I'm reading it now and absolutely love it. It's like very informative. It's funny. It's touches your heart as well. And what made you decide to tackle this subject now?
I never would have imagined that I would be writing anything so personal at all. And the exciting thing is, I remember getting out of the shower going, this is a book. And now it's available on sale on Amazon or wherever, you know, it's out there. The book hasn't come out yet, but you can pre-order it. And and for me, that's the magic of writing, is you have this idea and then it becomes real. But I had, you know, I had breast cancer and got through all the hell of that. And one night I got out of the shower and I noticed, and I, you know, I went through all that stuff, but I'm a mature woman. I went through, you know, I wanted bigger boobs when I was little, and then there were cheerleaders, and, you know, Playboy was big and Victoria's Secret, and I was always, boobs were like a big deal, right? And then, and I grew up in the Midwest, came out to California, and then I had children, and I breastfed, and my breasts got big, and then they got totally flat, and then I wanted implants, and then I got breast cancer. It's like I could see my whole life according to breast. But this one night I got out of the shower after things were really good finally, and I looked in the shower and my boobs were not right. They were crooked, and I was so mad. And my husband accused me of being obsessed, and I thought that was really insulting. Like, I'm a woman, I'm not obsessed with breasts. And then some guy on TV, who I won't name, some major comedian, said a boob joke, and it was like, it's not just me who's obsessed. And I couldn't sleep that night at all. And I thought, you know, I saw this picture next to my bed. Oh, it's on my website, actually. My sister and my mom and I was 3. My sister's a baby. My mom's like in her 20s. We're all wearing matching red bikinis. And I kind of relaxed. Oh, here comes Tina. There she is. And I remember looking at this picture thinking, I love that picture because I remember how funny it was. My sister could not keep the bikini over her nipples. And I was so proud because I could. I thought, oh my God, I was 3 years old when I was so aware of breasts. And I just had to know not only why I really wanted to fix my boobs so much, because I was desperate all night for the doctor's office to open so I could fix my, you know. And then I thought, do I want to fix them? Are they broken? And I really wanted to investigate how this obsession happened and why we care so much. And I really discovered some strange things about my entire life paralleled these things in our culture that made breasts really sexy and not really for babies so much anymore, but that bigger is better. Anyway, so I just did all this research and I had to write this book.
Yeah, and so, I love what you do. You know, all the research, the facts, you intertwine it throughout the book, and it's so woven in, and from when you were very little to present day, and I mean, it's just fascinating. So how did you do your research?
You know, the funny thing is I had written a Modern Love essay, and Katie Couric narrated it on NPR and imitated me, which was incredible. And I remember thinking, okay, that's it. I'm not going to be Cancer Girl. I don't want to talk about breasts anymore. But then when I started, you know, I was always collecting like magazines anyway. I'm a huge fashion girl. I'm a feminist, but I love all things pretty. And I had a collection of magazines, and I was always looking at pictures and breasts are in, breasts are out. And so I was looking through my old stuff, and then I started looking through my journals. And I was the kind of mom, full-on mom, where I have a major journal scrapbook of every single year of my kid's life. And so I started looking at all the photographs of that and my journals and diaries and things like that. And then I just researched different subjects. My dad got Playboys, they came to the house. My mom was a PhD feminist in the 60s, and yet she like posed on the couch for him. I mean, it's like this double thing we have of breasts of, you know, how do we want to be beautiful and yet be powerful, and how do people look at us certain ways? And I remember, you know, I had to cover them up to work, but then, I mean, you know, I did so much research, and that was actually tricky because when I wrote the book, I realized I had to share my story to see how I've been affected by the culture. And I did all the reportage, and when I tried to sell it, actually, it was tricky because it isn't just a memoir, but it isn't just a nonfiction book about all these facts. So I just did, you know, thank God for the internet now. The research was really fun and really involved. And I have a file for every single topic relating to breast. And I kind of went decade to decade of where I was in my life. So I have 150 footnotes, but then I had so many fun facts and some really funny like boob jokes that women wrote, and all kinds of things about bras, about Victoria's Secret, even about politics. And so I was able to put fact pages in between the stories of me, or things I directly remember, like commercials and music and you know, things that were happening in the culture during that decade are woven into the story, but then like some extra fun facts kind of in between. So that was fun. So it's kind of a hybrid book. And but I kind of feel like boobs are, because I can call them boobs, it doesn't feel as personal, but it's like my family hasn't read this book yet. So I don't want them to take anything out of context. I mean, I do say sorry about everything. And I did give people a chance to change their names.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting when it comes out. I'm excited. You're one of the very first people who read it, Heather.
And I'm so honored, and it's so honest and so, you know, beautifully written. And
thank you.
funny.
It was really fun. But there are really fun facts, like, for instance, Peanut, you know, she's a girl and she's fixed. She will never have nipples or breasts.
Yeah.
Humans, we're the only people who have fully developed breasts.
Yeah.
Our whole lives, whether we are having children or not. I gotta think that's because of, you know, natural selection. Like, guys do like breasts, it's biological instinct. In fact, one of the things I found out is that scientists say that men will look at a woman's chest within 200 milliseconds of her walking into a room.
Really?
It's just instinct for who you want to mate with. And yet size really doesn't matter when it comes to breastfeeding. But then after that, it's somehow, you know, we have to deal with that. And I think it really does affect us all. So it was a really fun book to write, I got to say.
I imagine. What do you hope that readers get from it when they get the chance?
That is a great question. The book, you know, comes all the way up to present day. I just wrote a chapter about, you know, George Floyd and intersectional feminism. And I really feel like for women, we need to accept our bodies, love our bodies, and accept other people and stop judging other people. And I feel like once we can, I think self-care is huge. We have to take care of ourselves, and then we can take care of everyone else. And I really want women to get the message that of self-acceptance, that whatever the boobs look like, it's good. Whatever they want to do with their boobs, it's fine, but don't judge other people. And that I really feel like no matter what we look like and how we carry ourselves, we really all deserve the right kind of the same respect, whether we have boobs or not, whether our boobs are big or little. So it's really hopefully an empowering and happy message. And now I'm being contacted by people like the Breasties on Instagram, who are very pro, you know, breast cancer being active and pro women. But I wish I had the confidence now that, or, you know, when I was a little girl growing up, that I've gained now. And by writing the book, I learned so much about not only breasts, but about why I feel the way I feel about my breasts. And I really was able to decide what to do about my breasts. And that was pretty interesting, but you'll have to read the book to find out. But I hope that my daughters are inspired, and that everyone we stop judging each other, start accepting it. The culture is what it is, but I think that we can change the way we react to it, and just respect ourselves and other women. So that's the message.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we'll all go out and pre-order a Boob's Life, but it comes out. Actually, the pub date is in March of 2021.
Yeah, because that's International Women's Day. And yeah, and also it gives me a chance to tweak a little bit after the election, because I want it to be really current about how women are in this country, you know, bipartisan, that all women deserve everything good. And so yeah, it's very exciting. This is my first online interview, and I'm going to start talking a lot more about the book. So I'm just thrilled that it was you, Heather. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Leslie, so much
Okay.
for being here.
Love your boobs.
Love your boobs.
All right.